Alright guys, good morning. Welcome to our morning notes. Sorry I'm running a little late. I have been up since 4 well, I went to bed at 4 a.m. trying to catch up with everything, and I literally just got out of bed. I overslept because I was absolutely exhausted. So, looking at here, wow, a lot to kind of digest here, kids. So, nothing is really done. The election is still going on. The president announced that basically he thinks he won or he's won, but nothing has changed. I'm going by the Associated Press. Joe Biden has 238 electoral college votes. Donald Trump has 213. The states that are still in play: Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Nevada. So those are still open. What is leaning? Biden is leaning Wisconsin, leaning, Michigan is leaning Biden, Wisconsin is leaning Biden, Pennsylvania is leaning Trump, North Carolina is leaning Trump, Georgia is leaning Trump, and Nevada is leaning Biden. If we did that and put all that information together, and I can put it in my system, I'm actually doing it right now. If that holds, what I just said, then Biden will be your president. 271 to 267. That's if Biden holds Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan. Trump wins Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. But again, it is not set in stone. So basically, the market doesn't know what's going to happen. I could tell you what was happening last night. The blue wave or the blowout scenario was thrown out the window. That's for sure. That was thrown out the window. Nothing was really set in stone. The thought of that the president would lose running away didn't happen. So that's where that is. So, excuse me while I put some chapstick on. My lips are super dry. So looking at the electoral map, that's what I was looking at. If you want, I could show you the Associated Press. This is the updated election results. Everything that's tallied in. Again, nothing has changed. I believe Pennsylvania will still be counting. Wisconsin, I believe, is still counting. Michigan are still counting. North Carolina is not set. Georgia's not set. And Nevada's not set. So again, these are basically the lean-ins, but based on what it is, I think it would be 271 to 267, something ridiculous like that, which is pretty insane. Going by the betting markets last night, which I was watching as well as the futures, we saw a huge Biden favorite, and then he fell when he lost Florida to Trump, and Trump betting odds soared, and then it kind of just stayed 45-55. Trump was the favorite. You saw kind of stocks really boost when they saw the idea of a Trump White House again, and then it started slipping. Now we're overnight. I can go ahead and go over the futures. Last night was absolutely wild, back and forth, back and forth. The main things that I was looking at was VIX, bonds, and equity futures. We traded S&P futures last night. We actually made some profit, which was great. So we got out of that. I'm going to go over the pre-market movers now. I think on the election stuff, guys, I'll keep you updated later. And then, if there's anything that changes, but really nothing has changed. Dow futures up 123. NASDAQ futures soaring up 3.4%. And S&P futures up 1.5%. At 34.11. So not exactly at its high. Well, it was near the high, excuse me. Now, Russell 2000 index getting crushed, 1584, down 1.7%. What you're seeing now is that bonds are getting bid, meaning bond yields are falling. That's not good for banks, so make sure to keep an eye on the banks. If I gave you right now the 10-year bond rate, let me go and give you that first. 10-year Treasury yield drops to 2-week low. That's election show, no clear winner. We're at 776, 0.776 on the U.S. 10-year bond note. That's why the banks are going to go down. That's why Russell's down. The biggest part of the Russell are the banks. Crude oil futures are up 2.47%, 38.59. Bitcoin futures above 14,000 at 1.23. Gold futures relatively flat, 1909. Silver futures 24.21 at 0.5%. Before the election, because I didn't know what was going to happen. I think we're starting to see a nice little boost in, I guess, even with a gridlock, stocks are happy. Apple's up 3.28%. Lyft up 18%. Looks like workers can be considered private contractors in California. That's big. Uber up 12.86%. That's big. AMD up 4.45%. Tesla up 2.45% pre-market. But that's a big move by Lyft and Uber. Intel up 1.45%. Boeing up 0.63%. JP Morgan, like I said, banks is down 1.37%. Caterpillar down 3.39%. Visa up 1.64%. Microsoft up 3.79%. AMD up 4.45%. Facebook up 5.52%. Bank of America down 2.11%. Twitter up 2.3%. Let's see here. What else is moving? Cisco up 2.56%. PayPal up 3.5%. Zoom up 5%. DocuSign 4.7%. JD up 4.7%. Alibaba was, I think, yesterday on the Hong Kong market was down. It continued to fall a little bit, but it's actually up pre-market in the U.S. U.S. equities right now at 290 a share. I actually bought the dip on BABA yesterday. I did not buy any options, but I bought some Alibaba yesterday. Okay, so at least we're up to date. I apologize. I need to get coffee. It's been a long night, so I'm still trying to digest everything. Good morning, everybody. It's over. Trump got it. Okay, that's a prediction. Good morning, sit in your hands kind of day again. You know what? Looking at it here, that's a really tough one to say. It looks like all the movement really came futures-wise, but there was some good news today. Here's the good news. We have, I just saw it here. Oh, private payrolls up 365,000%. 365,000 jobs were added through ADP payroll report. So that's a really good sign. Again, looking good here, but you got to be careful. It could be a bull trap as well. So just be very careful. NIO is absolutely on a tear. NIO I actually wanted to buy yesterday, but ahead of the report, I read the election. I was a little nervous, but honestly, looking at it here, went from 35.50 to 37.33. If you retake 37.80, I would go for next week's calls there. Maybe take a look at the 40s for NIO. NIO could be interesting. Thoughts on Diz? I do own Diz long term. You can see it's kind of hovering on that 200, so no real breaks. The real break you need is 125. If you start breaking 125, then you could start making a discussion for calls. Rolls Royce, let me see what's the actual symbol for that. Rolls Royce Holdings. I don't know if this is it. That could be wrong. I don't have that ticker. Let me see. See, Rolls Royce stock, RCYCE. I think it's a penny stock. I don't know why I wouldn't talk about that. Has a 5.22 yield. It's up pre-market, but I don't know why we would work with that one. Next one here is Dkng. So Dkng actually had a note come out. Dkng, like I said, guys, gambling stocks. Been talking about that for a little bit now. I am bullish on gambling stocks. It is breaking. It needs to break the 200-day. I own the stock. I've been buying on dips. So 40 is a big level on Dkng. I would not trade options on it. The volume is not there for options. Be very careful on it. There was an actual note that came out in regards to these stocks. Let me go ahead and read that to you. Dkng, recent pre-market strength attributed to ballot questions seeking various degrees of sports betting allowances affirmed. So looks like they were approved in Maryland, Louisiana, and South Dakota. So really great stuff that you got to see. Dkng, sports betting, and Penn are going to be going up because these states allowed sports betting, which is very nice to see. Also, Snap. Let's see, Snap. Snap is on the move to the upside, but not as much as a Facebook. So you can see Facebook is up a lot higher. So I'd be watching Facebook for some calls. Look at Twitter if you went ahead and bought the dip, but you still need 44 to be recaptured. Facebook does look really great here. Facebook is actually a strong buy. I actually made that note for our investment club. So Facebook is a strong buy. CGC and Tilray. Again, these are the marijuana stocks, but they're down pre-market, even though we got the initiatives passed in New Jersey and I believe South Dakota that was passed for cannabis stocks. So nothing is really set in stone in regards to these names. So in regards to cannabis stocks, you got the approvals already. That's big. It could be the sell the news event. I believe there's a position to be made here on a CGC. If you start getting to around 1850, sub 19, I'd probably get into some CGC. That'd be a good play long term. Would you buy Facebook at current levels? Facebook, absolutely. At this level, I actually prefer a pullback. I actually have my levels already set on where I'd buy it, so I can't bring that up now because I'm actually on the YouTube live. Getting FOMO NIO, good buy level. Again, we don't have a president yet, so NIO I'm still waiting to buy. Not really yet. Do I own Adobe? I own Adobe in my ETF, which is SPY-G. Thoughts on Uber with California ruling? Yep, I own Uber, the stock, and it's moving. 41.86 is my breakout point. If that breaks, then you can start taking a look at some calls. What's the move if Biden wins? The move is to look at EV and cannabis stocks. That'd be the two I'd be watching. EVs, anything renewable energies because they'd be pushed. The only issue is that you'll start getting, you may have a split Senate, but the House is Democrat. So there's a lot of moving parts. Nothing has changed. Entry point for PayPal. Okay, guys, this is my last one I have to get with that, guys. It's been a wild night trying to catch up with everything. Entry point for PayPal, I would get in at 170.18. That's my level to buy. Again, if you're looking for actual call options, then you need to go ahead and break 193 or 192 to get there. Spot long term. Looking for Spotify, and I do own it too. Actually, no, let me see if I could bring this up a little bit. Actually, 201 seems to be a great level to buy. It's a 200-day moving average on the daily. And last one is Tesla. I'll go ahead and answer that. Tesla is on the move, but again, we're getting a slight pullback in futures anyways. So if you're looking for calls, you need to go ahead and break 444. 445 expensive. I know, but 445 would be the number. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys on Twitter for any updates. My apologies, but man, it's been a long night and nothing has changed. So we'll leave it there, guys. Have a great one.